Alright, well, I just want to start this video off by apologizing. I can't figure out how to do my mic settings correctly, so we'll just have to hope that it's okay. I've been seeing a lot of people on MoP REMIX that just don't understand this game, and I am tired of explaining it to people in detail, so I'm going to make a video, and then I'm going to do a quick, I think, solo of normal Siege of Orgrimmar. Never done it before. I assume it won't be hard, but if you're playing BDK, or most classes, some classes are different. Some classes kits, they scale off of other stats and not tinkers. But for me, as you can see, my tinkers, they're pretty much all my damage. And as you can see on a single target boss fight, I do a lot of it. And these other classes, they do benefit from tinkers, but they're a little Demon Hunters tinkers, yeah. But Boomkin, they can do it anyway. I want to keep this video short. So first things first, you have a hard 126% haste cap from grading. I can show that as an example. No, I can't. Yes I can. Hold on. I can do it in a really weird way. No, I can't. I can't do it that way. Do I have enough haste gems? Okay, I can't show it. The point is, if I were to put another haste gem into one of my slots right here, it would take me above that 126 cap. You can still get percentage bonuses, or Righteous Frenzy, or Bloodlust, or anything like that, or sometimes Lifestorm bugs out even though it's rating, and it gives you it. But the goal is, for Blood DK, all your damage is your tinkers. So you want to max this, get this to 126. Whenever you hit 126, you take a haste gem out, you put a verse gem in. Simple as that. Crit, you want 0 crit on any of your gear. 0. I have 0 crit from any sources. I have 80% crit for my cloak. And even if I didn't have 80%, I have one specific gem, which I will find here, because I'm blind as shit. This gem right here is the most overpowered gem in MoP REMIX. It makes it so you and your allies do dots to targets, and when it expires or that mob dies, you gain like 16% crit. This will max your crit. That is all your crit rating you'll ever need on your gear. So that's two things. Mastery's bad. Don't use Mastery. If you're a tank, the attack power you gain from Mastery, you might think, oh hey, that affects tinkers. It does not. It does nothing. Zero interaction with attack power whatsoever. And your kit as a Blood DK and your Blood Shield are almost non-existent. The only thing that you do yourself is Death Strike, and that's why we have Rune of Sanguination as a very different thing than you would do, because all of these effects, Death Strike still shines through. I mean, upwards of 2 million Death Strikes sometimes, but this was not the greatest pull. But like, it does feel good having 100% execute damage, because every 1% the boss is missing of health, or mob in general, Rune of Sanguination will give you 1% more damage, stacking up to 100%. So that's much better than the strength that Rune of Fallen Crusader would give you, because strength doesn't do anything for you, because your kit does nothing. Let's see. Another thing, this is my cloak. I did this through hard work and dedication. I didn't exploit. I don't do cheeses on raid fights. I go in and I smash shit, and I find other people that love doing the same thing, and we enjoy it. And if you further don't think I'm, telling you the truth, I know this isn't much proof, but look at the date. I have almost 8 days played. The game's been out for barely 2 weeks. I play 18 hours a day, and when I play those 18 hours, I maximize what I do. I can get 2 to 250,000 bronze a day through probably about 10 hours of work. If you put the effort in, you can get your cloak pretty high. But again, the cloak, not so much my power. I can give you an example. First boss, I'll take my cloak off, but for an example, I have 11.6 million health. I take my cloak off, I still have 7.2. I mean, yeah, I lose a lot of stats, but it's not all of my power. So like, I don't know. I'm tired of the frog things. Now people are making themselves weaker to scale better. It's a weird situation. However, if you want to know how I got that power, it's very simple. I played on the PTR for 30 hours. I prepared for this. I looked at what people were doing, what they weren't doing, and I found this little island up here called the Isle of Giants. And on this boat right here, there's a rare that not only gives you rep tokens, but gives you like 7 threads. There's Dynamancers. Really easy to kill elites. You kill all the elites here. You kill all the Dynamancers here. You sit right here. There's an anima orb, or whatever you want to call it. You get it. You queue for a heroic. You do their heroic. Maybe 1 or 2 heroics, depending on how fast you are. You come out. You do it again. And you do that for 80 to 90 hours. And you can also be exactly where I am right now. That is what I did. I was alone on that island for 90 hours of gameplay. No frogs, no whatever other bullshit farms. This was my boat. And prove my point, War God Doka here drops tokens. I'm already exalted. These are the tokens I did not delete. I was deleting these for 40 hours, but I have like 80 of every token. That's all the evidence I need that I didn't cheat. But regardless, this video is about learning how to play BDK and what it's possible to do. So there's only one more thing that I need to show, and that is what everybody does wrong in this game. You do not use the correct tinkers, and you do not change your talents based off of those tinkers. So right now, I switch between Lifestorm and Thundering Orb. Usually I use Thundering Orb for everything, because if a boss has ads, it's pretty good, but Lifestorm is really good single target regardless. So I'm going to use it for this solo of this raid. For everything else, it's pretty standard. Explosive Barrage, a lot of damage. I'll go through these two are controversial. They're for quality of life. I'll go through those later. But let's see. This you crit all the time. A lot of damage. Wildfire, a lot of damage. Mark of Arrogance, a lot of damage. All three of these, a lot of damage. Just it's a trend here. And then this one, 5% verse over cap, infinitely valuable. Victory Fire, Brittle's replacement, and then there's 100% crit. Now back to these two are controversial. Vindication is the most overpowered gem in MoP Remix, because if you're doing 8 million DPS and 10% of your damage is collected and distributed as healing every 3 seconds, that's 800k per target. And I see 2 million heals go out every 3 seconds across my whole group. You add that on top of Numbing Cold, which gives your whole 5 people a fucking 2 million absorb. You make your raid unkillable. You become the tank and the healer. BDK is the god of this game mode. They do everything. But you will see that shortly. The point is, the reason I'm saying this is controversial is because you don't need this for yourself. You can survive without it. So then it becomes, well, what are the other options? Well, I don't normally keep gems on me, but Storm Overload. Once per 60 seconds, you pop your Rune Weapon or your Van Blood. You do a massive AoE to everything close to you. Pretty good. Probably the best alternative. Second best alternative is Fervor. It does about, for me at max gear, about 130k DPS on a boss. You can't really get much variation because I don't think it can crit, and it's on a 1 second cooldown, so it's really is what it is. And then all the other ones are kind of utility. If you think you want Slay or nobody in your party has Slay, I would advise you take a couple Slays, depending on how much health the person has. This is a nice little bit cheat death if you feel like you need it. You shouldn't. Maybe I'll use it to cheese some mechanics in this raid. I don't know. If you can find a boss that does a lot of damage to you, like on Mythic SoO, this can be insanely overpowered. It will make your execute death strikes at the end of a fight, maybe save your raid. Who knows? I've seen it upwards of 120% strength. You combine that with Fallen Crusader, I could probably hit 100k strength if I wanted to. You have grounding for magic reduction, haven't used it, and then you have this. This gem right here is a sleeper. I don't know how it works, because normally mind controls, normally CC breaks, they happen before something or after. It's never really worded, allies within 40 yards will immediately be purified of loss of control. So, I don't know if I can kill Garrosh. I don't know if I can DPS it before he mind controls me, and I don't know if he mind controls me, will this gem save me? But that's what we're going to learn today. And I know I'm rambling, but final things about the talents. This is what I've settled through all the gameplay of what I think the proper BDK talents are, and I'll explain a couple key choices. And these are only because of the way my character's set up. So, I use slow D&D instead of Lichborn because I don't need defense. I want slow D&D because all of my procs go off D&D, I drop it, everything blows up. It's perfect. Two stacks of this, mandatory. Same with this. Everything in MoP Remix is about getting places faster. If you get there faster, you get more done, you have more bronze. Not enough people think of it that way. This is pointless. I have Asphyxiate only because I need Wraithwalk, because again, I want to get places faster. This is mandatory because it gives you haste percent over the haste rating cap, so it's just more procs. I don't know what else. We used to use 2 of these points and Foul Bulwark for stamina or whatever for the ward cheese, but that's not so much a thing anymore, and it never really needed to be a thing. We have Bloodshot strictly for Death Strike executing, and we have this strictly for Death Strike executing, because you always are going to be filling in, you're going to be doing like 3 Death Strikes or 4 Death Strikes, and then a couple Heart Strikes, and hopefully by then you get a proc, and maybe a couple Blood Boils in between there. You throw out like a Hemostasis charge Death Strike, hit for a couple million. It feels good, but other than that, everything's pretty standard for a BDK. But I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to... Oh, sorry, one more change. This. You will cap on Verse after you cap on Haste. Relish in Blood is useless. Get rid of it. Use this. It gives you 8% Verse if you wait to drop your D&D for when it procs. 8% Verse is a lot of fucking damage. Anyway, that's how everything is done. And now I'll show you the results. So I'm not really planning on this being a speed run, but I ain't going to go slow. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you enjoy. And if there's any questions you guys have about anything I said, or maybe you have a suggestion how I can make my mic quality better, leave it down in the comments. I appreciate you all.
Of the old god has manifested itself within the waters. Such a foul, foul thing. Destroy it before it seeps deep into the soil and corrupts all of Pandaria.
Protectors, come to my aid. We have not fulfilled our oath. We must.
Can it be? Oh no. No, no, no!
We have not.
Golden Lotus? But they pledged their lives to defend this place.
We must.
Yes, Rook Stonetoe. Rook, not.
We return to when we lost our way. You are very kind.
looks to originate from these titans. They must have been hidden away long before recorded history, and with good reason. In the chamber ahead, under our peaceful land, slept the heart of an old god.
Halt!
Oh my, what is this? Hello, I am Lord Walker Cho.
No further corruption will enter the heart chamber.
Further corruption? Oh no, we are here to stop the corruption and save Pandaria.
You wish to purge the corruption?
Yes, please let us pass.
Should you pass this door at this time, you would fail. You, all of you, are corrupted with the insidious plague known as pride. You stand tall and proud atop your accomplishments, and this will be your downfall. Should you wish to defeat the corruption, you will first need to purify the corruption within yourselves. Speak to me again when you are prepared to face your inner very well. I will create a field to keep your corruption quarantined. Prove yourselves worthy, and I will let you pass. The light
5,
cleanses,
4,
but it is not
3,
gentle.
2,
Gird yourselves and be purified. You have been judged and proven yourselves worthy. But be warned. What lies beyond will try your souls to their utmost. When you are fully prepared, you may enter the chamber. The corruption is amplifying. The fragments must be purged before it becomes too great.
Terranzu, Joe, the outsiders. They did this. We should never. Don't speak, friend. I will take you to the healers. I will find help. Try to hold off the shore for as long as you can.
It did not matter. It comes. Steel your hearts and prepare your souls. Come, face me. Give in to your pride. Show me your greatness. So foolish. Four, three, two, one. Beware. Your arrogance compels you. You've let your pride cloud your vision, Titan puppets.
You're alive. I brought help.
So Hellscream's arrogance unleashed the last of the Shah. I am not surprised.
Look here. He left his weapon behind.
Gorehowl.
This means he's completely unhinged.
News to no one, Regent Lord. King Rin's fleet is converging on Orgrimmar as we speak.
Likewise, Sylvanas and I have both sent ships to support Vol'jin's revolution.
I'm warning you, Lorthamar. The Alliance is besieging the city, and we will destroy Hellscream. Your people had best stay out of our way.
It is always a pleasure to see you, Lady Proudmoore.
Come, heroes! Through the portal! The siege of Orgrimmar begins!
You think you have won? We are orcs, pure blood, commanded by the greatest war chief who ever lived. Your blood will fill this bay.
Question everything. Mainly
Well done. Landing parties, form up. Footmen to the front.
the Dragonmar supporting the war chief.
Yes, my scouts learned all about this one. Warlord Zayna. Bring her proto-drake down, and the rest of the Dragonmaw will crumble.
We're going to need some serious firepower.
Commandeer those towers. Turn the anti-air batteries around and blast her from the
5,
sky.
4, 3.
Some of you
2,
should stay behind to
1.
hold the landing zone.
Dragonmaw clan, retake the docks and push them into the sea in the name of Hellscream and the True Horde.
Here they come!
Reach the tower! Bring it down! Turn the siege weapons to attack that tower, then bury them alive!
She's turning her siege weapons on her own towers.
Dragon Maw! Advance! Next squad, push forward!
I've conjured a blizzard.
Dragon Maw! Advance!
Yeah, sorry guys. This is not what I expected. I forgot Galakras isn't tuned to be soloable in Mr. Pandar Remix. However, I hope this showed what I was trying to show. The other bosses are not having a problem. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.